Target neutralized.
Because dopamine is just there to reinforce certain type of
I'm
behavior.
sure a lot of people right now are going through trying to change the habit going into 2020.
Oh yeah, for sure. On New Year's Eve, everybody's gonna have new resolution. You know, that's just always been that way.
What would be something that you would want to change? Have you thought about it? Or you're not gonna think about until that hits?
Well,
Are you preparing for 2020?
yeah.
Or are you waiting till 2020 hit and then you're gonna think about what to change?
I've been just thinking and planning like what. I guess my focus, my plan, and my goal was more towards like monetary wise.
But don't you think the monetary is because of personal development?
Oh yeah,
is
for sure.
leading to monetary?
It affects it 100%.
A lot, right?
Yeah. You just have to change your habit a little bit and it can completely change the course of your trajectory. Like if you factor in your all your behaviors and habits right now, and you draw a line like a graph, and you draw a certain type of line outward, right, into the like future 2020 or 2025, something like that, right? And under the current circumstance of your habit, you can kind of predict where the outcome's gonna be in like the next 5 years, right? If you have really bad habits, then probability wise, where you are in life or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve is probably gonna be the same, very similar. Like the variation, standard deviation is not that much off. But if from right now is 0 point 2020, right? You decide that there are certain habits that are not favorable in your growth. For example, smoking and all that stuff that you're talking about, drinking sugar or whatever, right? You think that's not favorable. So when you change that and you consistently just cut it off, the bad habits, and put in some new habits, and you draw that trajectory again, the line, like basically growth line, right? It's gonna have a better curve than your previous bad habits. If I'm trying to tell you to draw this in visually, right? You just draw a graph, x and y axis, at 0 point is 2020. And then under 2020, you can list out all the habits you have. Good habits, bad habits. And whatever your current life situation is. Let's just say using finance as a certain indicator, like money. How much money you have in the bank, right? And the next 5 years, maybe you have a goal. You want to reach certain type of financial, like maybe a couple $100,000, $1 million, 2 million, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then under current circumstance, habits, you draw a line and you're trying to predict by being who you are right now, how much has it changed the last couple of years?
I guess in terms of financially, like the previous few years, I haven't been saving and haven't been investing. And these are the two most important things to build your wealth.
Yeah, what are the good habits that you should incorporate, change, or subtract?
Yeah, exactly.
And that creates a certain
because
type of curve.
I was always making money. Everybody is always making money.
Yeah.
But these are the two most important financial habits. It's like, working out and eat better is like the health habits.
Yeah, because that contributes to like your mood. And then your mood is like your brain health. And your brain health is like all that you can calculate it into a certain index, and that's going to help you predict how much are you going to be off.
But maybe it's not even like a very huge habit.
Yeah.
Like people are thinking like habits, like, oh, I gotta do something crazy to change. Maybe it's like just 2080. Like what is the what is the most important habit that's going to contribute 80% of your success in finance, personal finance? Maybe it's not budgeting. Instead of budgeting, maybe it's just you set amount of money that you're going to save and have a solid investment strategy and be consistent with those two.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably better off than always trying to calculate, how much budget your monthly expenses and recording. That's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can just make.
I think personal finance is just coming down to maybe like three things, like saving, investing, and knowing where the monies are going, right?
Yeah,
Where
that's
you're spending
investing.
money. Like where your money is spending.
Oh, so expense, investing, saving, and
That's it.
Yeah.
Those are three things. I think those three things are something that probably a lot of people don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Just like health is really just like sleep,
Mm-hmm.
eat well,
Mm-hmm.
and exercise.
Yeah. You could turn all these into equation. Like you need income, right? In order to save, and you have expense. You need to reduce your expense. Even when I'm like doing Amazon and I have to calculate like profit and loss for a product, I have to know where I can squeeze profit and where I can reduce cost.
But we spend more on our job than setting these habits up on the automation.
Yeah, because we didn't spend time thinking about it, and that's why we are where we are, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all the decisions that we made 2-3 years ago is leading to this point, and we're not making changes that's like big enough, impactful enough to dramatically change.
But if just fixing these three blocks,
Mm-hmm.
or even like, let's say maybe 2020, we're focusing on the monetary, the money side, the
Mm-hmm.
finance side.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just automating these three blocks is gonna move the biggest. It's gonna get us way ahead. Instead
Like
of
percentage gain.
yeah,
you know?
instead of, let's say, always looking for another business,
Mm-hmm.
always finding another shiny opportunity. You know,
Mhm.
I think automating, tracking where you spend, and then figuring out how to save automatically and invest automatically. Like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. You
Yeah.
have these three.
Like what I'm doing right now is like I'm trying to figure out ways to, like, basically some of my expense are like fixed expense. It's hard. It's like basic necessities you need, right? You
Yeah.
just can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And
And then you have like holidays. Like these are random expenses.
oh yeah, like Christmas, you gotta buy like what, for 12-20 people like things, right? Or like birthdays, like we'll just constantly have expenses
Get-togethers.
all the time.
With friends.
Yeah.
Random expenses.
Yeah, all the time. But then you have to budget those. You have to calculate those into your budget.
And not even counting, let's say, something that you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
That could.
Also, like, you also have to put thoughts into
Did
that.
we want it? Did you plan on getting this mic?
I definitely did not plan on getting this mic. This mic was not cheap.
This mic was not on the.
No, it's just like impulsive decision. And it happens.
There's probably plenty of those things that happens, you know.
Oh yeah, I bought plenty of stuff. I bought a heating vest. I didn't really need it. You know, it's like, okay.
Is it good, at least? The heating vest?
The heating vest, I think it creates certain type of radiation and like it makes my back kind of itch.
Oh,
Because
that's
like,
not
it's on
good.
your skin. Right?
Yeah, it's not good.
So I just return it. Like, alright, do I really need this? Not really. I'm kind of just spending money because I got money on hand.
Kind of like how I was thinking, like, do I need a website? I don't need a website.
Yeah.
I just need YouTube.
Yeah. And so sometimes we just kind of,
Extra things that we don't really need that we think we need.
yeah, we just buy it. You know, just
You
to
don't-
buy it.
Like, you don't need at least, like, we don't think we need a website at this point.
No.
Website trying to what, rank on Google with this podcast? No.
Yeah. I mean, for this is like we have to be more conservative and more thoughtful about energy, because if you convert each dollar into energy, 1 bar of energy, it's like then you are more you can change the perspective. Then you can look at it like, oh, is this jacket worth 100?
I mean, how much did that jacket waste your time?
Just buying it?
Yeah.
Not much.
You had to spend time to
Oh,
buy
definitely.
it, and you had to return it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like maybe like 5 minutes.
That jacket didn't even cost. It cost more than what you pay for, probably.
In terms of, if you calculate all those into time wise,
Yeah.
then deficit. I'm in the red for spending my time on that.
Yeah, because even though you return it, you got your money back, but the time that you spend,
Yeah, to return it, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, wasted. Why did I even have to do that?
kind of like, I was thinking, all right, we're making a podcast. All right, we could get a website. It's pretty cheap, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But now we gotta post it on the website.
Yeah.
All right, we could like put it on iTunes. Now we gotta post on iTunes. Write the description.
Yeah. That's time.
That's definitely
That's
time.
spending time. It's like going to work, to job. It's like you spend 8 hours and to make a certain amount of money, let's say $20 an hour. And then you go out and you maybe eat a dinner that's like $20. And that's 1 whole hour of your life gone. Then you're not gonna get the hour back. You just spend that hour away.
And not even including, all right, let's say you bought the jacket. I mean, let's say that time that you wasted on the jacket, right?
Yeah.
What if that time that you made money with and then you invested that money? You know, it can go pretty crazy. You know?
Oh hell yeah.